Hey guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me today. I had a nice break over the holidays and I hope you did too. Today's the perfect day to come back with the first video of the year because it's Celebration, Stampin' Up's annual sale, along with the Occasions catalog launching today. Now there's 3 ways to take advantage of Celebration that runs through the end of March. The first way is to shop. So for every $50 that you spend before tax and shipping, you're able to pick one free item from the Celebration catalog. The second way, and probably the most advantageous for you, is to join my team. And what that entails is that you purchase the starter kit, you choose $125 worth of product, you only pay $99 for that plus tax, but at the same time you get to choose 2 more free stamp sets, and those stamp sets are of your choice. So please reach out to me if you are wondering how to become a member of my team and how to earn discounts on everything that you want to purchase. And then finally, the last way is to host a workshop or place an order of $250 or more. You are able to get $25 more in Stampin' rewards during Celebration. All right, so here I'm already showing y'all the projects that we are going to make. We are going to be making these absolutely adorable 3x3 note cards using the Sending Love Suite. Now this is in the Occasions catalog. It's on pages 14 and 15, and I'm using pretty much everything that's in this product suite except for just some ribbon and paper clips. But I'm showing you here that there's a bundle. So when you get the bundle, which includes the stamp set as well as the framelits, you save 10%. So be sure to take advantage of those bundles when you see them in the catalog. I just thought these 3x3 cards would just make just the cutest little Valentine's Day cards. You can make some cute little envelopes to go with it, and just a lot of fun to make. I really enjoyed this project. So there's the framelits that you receive in that. So I'm starting off with the Sending Love Designer Series paper stack. I've got 3 different patterns here. The paper stack is a 6x6 pad. You get 48 sheets, and it's really nice because it's just real red and whisper white. Obviously, the patterns are more Valentine's Day themed, but the great thing is that on the B side or even on the A side, some of those patterns you definitely can use once Valentine's Day has passed. So, but just some fun patterns, and it's just a really fun paper pad. So I've got 3 designs, like I said here, and I've cut them all to 3x6, and I'm just going to fold those in half and then score them at 3 inches. And then I cut Whisper White cardstock to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I cut 2 for each card because one square is going to go on top and then the other one's going to go on the inside. And what I'm showing you here is just making sure that when you fold the paper that the pattern on the inside is going the right direction. And the Designer Series paper is pretty thin, so I didn't find it necessary to score, especially at this size. So I just folded it in half, used my fingers to crease it, and then just rubbed my bone folder over it just to give it a crisper crease. And here that paper has little tiny hearts, so I'm making sure that when I fold it that the hearts are going in the correct direction. So I'm just going to put those off to the side, and I'm going to start working on the first card. And the colors of ink that you're going to need for this project are Real Red and Mint Macaron. And then you're going to want to get out your Emerald Envy Baker's Twine, and then the cute Sending Love embellishments. That comes in the product suite. You can find that on page 15. You get 36 pieces. 6 different designs, and you get 6 of each. So I've just chosen the solid heart with a little design on the top. And I'm showing you the 2 stamps that you're going to need for this project, along with a couple of others for the other cards. Now I do have to say that I can't remember, I think I didn't record this. or maybe I did. Maybe I'm thinking of another card. Today's been kind of crazy today with the website being down. But what you're going to want to do with the mint macaron ink is you're going to stamp off first, and make sure that you get your Stampin' Pierce mat behind your cardstock, because of this being such a solid image. With that Stampin' Pierce mat, you're going to get a much crisper image. So I stamped off once just on a scratch piece of paper, and I'm stamping on the note card. And then I'm going to stamp that I love you right below it in real red. And I do have to warn y'all, my real red ink pad is, I just re-inked it over the holidays, and it's pretty wet. So you can see that there's a little bit of bleeding, and you'll notice that in some of the other projects, the other cards that I make with it, but it's okay. So what I'm showing you here is getting out all the die cuts for 2 out of the 3 cards. Go ahead and cut them all at once. You're going to just need scraps of real red and Emerald Envy. And we've got 2 different arrows, so those are going to be used on 2 different cards. And to make getting these out of the Big Shot super easy is to use that precision base plate. Oh my gosh, it was so easy. We used those framelits at an onstage function back in November, and it was really difficult to get, especially this heart die cut that I'm getting all the in-between pieces out. I ripped mine because we didn't have that precision base plate to use. So if you don't have that in your supply, I would highly recommend it. It really makes getting these delicate and, intricate yet delicate die cuts out super easy. You can see how easily these arrows are just popping out. I'm using my paper piercer just to release it from the framelit, and then it just pops right out. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my fine tip glue pen to adhere that heart image or the heart die cut onto the paper. And the fine tip glue pen, this is the perfect adhesive for this type of whatever I'm trying to say, the element, because it's so delicate. There's not a whole lot of paper in between to place the adhesive, so just that fine tip applicator makes it super easy. And then I'm going to put a block on top of it just to hold it down, just to adhere it, let it set onto the cardstock. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the same glue using the fine tip glue pen with the arrow. And again, it just, having this this type of adhesive just makes it easy and enjoyable to use these type of delicate die cuts. And make sure that you put that cap on as soon as you're done. I know it's kind of a hassle, but trust me, it's more of a hassle when the glue doesn't come out and you really want to use that type of adhesive. Okay, so I just put the acrylic block on top of both of those just to let it set. And now I'm going to work on the inside card for the little note card. I thought it would be super cute to use these little tiny images and just stamp them inside on that note card. You can see what I did there. Just a fun way just to kind of embellish it even more. And I love these little stamps. If you've been following me long enough, you know that I love 3x3 cards. Anything small and tiny I just think is just so much fun to play with. So I had to use these small stamps. And I'm just going to adhere that inside the note card just using snail. And then I will just put the front piece on the front of the card as well, and that first card will be done. And you could make, like I was saying, you could make these for Valentine's for your kids. Your kids can make these, obviously, but it's just so easy to use that paper stack, because all you have to do is just cut down the paper in half, and it's already, you just have to make one cut at 3 inches, and you have 2 note cards out of 1 sheet of paper. All right, so I'm going to put that on the front and we will be all done with the first note card. Oh, nope, I'm sorry, I forgot about that element. All right, I'm going to use my mini glue dots to adhere the wooden heart on the front, then we'll be all done. And the glue dots are, it definitely holds those little wooden shapes easily. All right, there we go. How cute is that? If I say so myself. All right, moving on to the next card. Again, you're going to want to get out 2 pieces of your Whisper White cardstock and the Hello Love stamp. For some reason, I didn't get this on camera, but I'm just, what I did is I stamped off the mint macaron again and stamped that right in the center, and then I used that stamp on the inside for the card. Now you see here where I've got that little red by the L. I'm not sure how that happened, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the arrow the opposite direction, and that's going to allow me to camouflage that spot with some baker's twine. So I'm just using the fine tip glue pen again on this arrow, and I'm just going to adhere that to the front, again probably putting an acrylic block on the element just so it adheres quicker than if I didn't put something heavy down on the die cut. And then I'm going to use the baker's twine, the Emerald Envy baker's twine. You can find this in our annual catalog. And I'm just cutting enough for me to be able to tie a bow, and then I'm going to adhere that with a mini glue dot. And like I said, this is going to camouflage that mistake that I made. I'm not sure how I got red on paper, but you know, that happens to all of us. You know, we think we're working as clean as we can, and then all of a sudden something happens. But the great thing about crafting is we can always find something to cover up our mistakes. So I just rolled up a glue dot, squished it onto the paper, and then just placed the baker's twine bow on top, and then just trim the tails. And so that's what that one looks like, all done. And then moving on to the final one, this one has a couple of more die cut steps that I didn't do at the beginning. I'm using the Sending Love glassine sheets. You get 10 sheets, they're 6 by 12, and I love this paper. It's so much fun. So I'm using that tiny little envelope die cut, and then I have just a scrap piece of mint macaron cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp those hearts onto the cardstock using mint macaron ink, so it's a tone on tone. And then there's a fun little die cut that has the same shape, and you'll see it here, and it makes just this tiny little love note. So get your Stampin' Pierce mat behind your cardstock and go ahead and stamp that on the paper. And then here I'm going to show you what that die cut is. And there we go. So it's just so cute. And you know, you can put whatever you want on there. You can leave it blank or you can write a little love note. So that's what the envelope looks like. It does, you really can't see it on camera. It does have little score marks. This paper folds so easily because of the how thin it is, and just use your fingers to crease it. I'm not really sure if there's a correct way to put this together, but this is just kind of what I figured out. And then again, I'm not really sure if there's like a certain adhesive that you're supposed to use, but I found that using a glue dot works really well because the glue dot is large enough that it covers up both of the side flaps as well as that center flap, so everything stays together just with one glue dot. and then you just slip that little love note inside the envelope. Like I said, if you wanted to write something on there, you can, or just leave it blank. Now, the card that I'm making right now, I did a little bit differently than the sample that I showed at the front, or at the very beginning. At the very beginning, the baker's twine wraps around that envelope. And to be quite honest, I forgot to do that when I made this card. So you'll see here what I do just to kind of make it a little bit different, or just to cover up my goof. So I'm just using snail to adhere that to the front of the card. So if you prefer to have the baker's twine wrapped around the envelope, you would want to do that first, obviously, before you adhere it to the square. And then I'm showing you, I'm going to use that a teeny tiny, what's it say, a teeny tiny wish, or a teeny tiny note. And I'm stamping that again in real red ink. Sorry guys, it's been one heck of a day. And I'm just going to stamp that right below the envelope. I didn't center that very well, but that's okay. And then here, when I realized what I did wrong, I'm just going to tie another bow using the Emerald Envy baker's twine, and then just use a glue dot and just adhere that to the center of the envelope. And I think that's fine. You know, either way, whichever way you prefer. This obviously is simpler. So if you like to do things less complicated, this is the way to go. So just mush that into the glue dot, and then just trim the tails to the desired length that you like. And then that will just go right on front of the card, but I think I'm going to finish the stamping first. So this is going to be the cardstock that goes inside the card, and I'm using those adorable lips. Oh my gosh, I think that is probably my favorite stamp out of this group. They're just so cute. Now here you'll see that how wet my stamp pad is, because it kind of bled all together. It looks fine, but it's not quite as textured as the stamp is on the image on the front of the stamp set, or the stamp package. So I'm just going to adhere that inside the card, and then I will just adhere the top cardstock to the top of the card, and all 3 cards will be all done. Just like I said, just a fun, sweet little stamp set. If you like to make small things, this is right up your alley. I don't think you're going to want to miss out on this stamp set, this bundle. It's just absolutely adorable, and the projects in the catalog are just, oh my gosh, they're just to die for. Well, I hope you liked today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you currently do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and don't have the occasions and celebration catalogs, please comment below or reach out to me and get in touch with me. Let me know that you'd like a copy. Also, be sure to hit that subscription button if you aren't a current subscriber of mine. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.